to the Wednesday Rep Recap. Shaur and Preston, Preston and Shaur, like usual.
Preston and Shaur in the evening.
Yes, sir, bro. I love Community.
Who doesn't, man? That show is so good.
So good. It kind
I'm a
of
big fan.
falls off a little bit, but we don't need to talk about that.
That's fine. You know what doesn't fall off though, Preston?
Central Regional Robomaster RMUC.
Exactly. Central Regional Robomaster RMUC. On the recap tonight, we're going to be covering the finals, the grand finals, even if I'm not mistaken. The last match of the Central Regional to see who is the crown champion of Central Regional. Preston, do you actually know like how people advance forward in the regionals to the main RMUC event? Do we know that, or do we need to read up on that?
We should read up on that. I mean, I assume it's just the top X number of teams from each region progress.
Anyone in chat knows off the top of their head, that'd be great.
But dude, I need a haircut so bad. Look, it's like it's in my face at this point.
Do you want to do? I was thinking actually a funny little thing we could do is we could do haircut day on stream. We go together in San Diego and get haircuts together.
We could. That's so risky. That's fine.
That is risky because if we're live streaming it and then it goes poorly,
dude, and then live streaming in person at a haircutting place sounds like. I mean, actually, I guess it's freaking LA basically, so maybe it's not so cringy there. But like, I would die doing that in Houston.
Yeah, I think actually that is a little cringy. What's up, Cortisol? Welcome to the welcome. Do it as a bet. Shave your heads betting on RM&A teams. We talked a little bit about this, donation incentives like this, of like dyeing our hair and things, depending on RM&A teams doing well.
I need Tom wearing shorts, come up with an alternative. So instead of shaved, find an inspiration picture that you want us to use with the hair cutter. Thanks for the follow. Does that make sense? Like
follow.
Or like it could be funny if Shaur gave me a picture of him and I gave Shaur a picture of me, and we could
we dress each other for one day.
Any haircut from your entire life, you just give me a picture of Shaur, and I go into a haircutting place and say, I want to look like this. Right? Like I think that could be a fun bet. I don't want to shave my head.
I really don't want to shave my head. Oh
yeah,
no.
Inspiration Haircut, Mr. Clean. Yeah,
Mr. Clean. I almost read that as McLaren. My sister got me a McLaren Lego set today, just for a little happy haha thing. Because I love Formula One, I love McLaren, and so I read that as McLaren haircut, and I was like, oh my god, they want to make you look like Piastri.
Shaur, should we go karting in San Diego? We got to make a list.
Oh,
chat. Look, next week. San Diego? Next week is the week before comp. Okay, you should know that. I know that. You know that. We know that. If you're here, honestly, you're consuming so much Robomasters content that you're aware.
You're aware.
So next week, Shaur, on one of our rep podcasts, well, probably not on the podcast. In between now and next week, chat, let us know in the comments, just like this, right? Tell us what you want to see at comp. Shaur and I will be cooking up some ideas. Shaur, we should set a date, figure some stuff out. But karting could be fun.
Karting could be a ton of fun. I would love to do some karting. I've been thinking about it more and more recently as I've been getting more and more into Formula One.
I'm terrible at it. Have you ever tried it?
I've never done it.
So it would be super fun.
I know, right? It could be so much fun.
I've learned. I love it for like 2 or 3 races. Once you get past 3 races, I'm not good enough to know what I should still be working on. So I'm just doing laps, and I'm like, okay, like this just kind of hurts now. Like it's not.
But, we're gonna grow like insane neck muscles. Isn't that the thing? Like when you're karting, it's like your neck goes like super like thick.
It's a hoot. We'll take a peek. I'm gonna put that on the list.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll make a list of those things. But for tonight, we're gonna be covering the finals of Central Regional RMUC. Let's go ahead and hit the screen then, Preston.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think it's Robo Walker versus. We need to move the chat back. If you were with us on Monday, you saw some crazy Robo Souls. So don't forget about checking out Robo Souls now that the English is there. You can go. It's a lot more accessible. We really appreciate South China for all the work that they put into that, and Shaur for all the help he's done on the English side.
I did do most of that English translation. So yeah, very excited about the fact that we got to get it in and it's ready to go. It's been a ton of fun. We also do have that tournament coming up Saturday. Feel free to sign up for that. The link is in the description of the most recent YouTube video we just posted on this channel. And you can also go and find it throughout multiple different places that we've posted it. B-hopping bow stand time? Exactly. B-hopping bow stand time. I think that's the funniest thing, is that the bow stander is so busted. Looking at the actual RMUC game, though, ahead of us, like Preston mentioned, we have RoboWalker versus WMJ.
Yeah, we've
Both of these-
watched both of these teams before. You did a great job in the Central region helping me find the games that we should watch to kind of
Mhm.
track the main plot.
Yeah.
So we have seen these teams; they both perform pretty well. I think we've seen some active darts. We've definitely seen some accurate heroes. I mean, at
Oh
this
yeah.
point, you kind of know what to expect, right? There are 2 or 3 main metas in RMUC at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. There's 2 or 3 main metas. I mean, we're probably going to end up seeing more of like. I'm kind of curious. We saw RoboWalker in a pretty dominant game. We didn't really see them have to bring out all their stops. They were winning pretty easily. The engineer for
What?
WMJ also very, very
What is
solid.
this engineer? Look at
It's an
his
incredibly
wheels.
solid one.
Okay, from the
Yeah,
motors, looks like swerve drive, right? But if it rolls back a little, it's got like little caster wheels down there too.
it is kind of strange, but it is definitely swerve. You can tell from the big motor
Yeah, I mean
things.
it's definitely swerve, but
Yeah. Have we seen darts as good as last year's darts yet? We saw one team hit 4 in a row yesterday. Was that one hitter?
yeah, it was yes, I believe
One
so.
hitter. Yeah.
It was crazy,
One hitter
dude.
was able to do that 4 in a row. Incredibly solid. Other than that, though, darts in the central region at least have been a little bit lacking. The southern region had a couple more dart shots. Darts were a lot more important. They were at least 1 or 2 hit every game. Central region, we've seen games where they just didn't end up hitting, didn't end up mattering. Kind of a unique thing. I wonder if that's going to be something we see as well when we transfer to the rest of the regionals that we're going to be covering these next 2 weeks, or if we're just going to like coast on through. This is the only time we're seeing these misses with the darts. They're
Shaur,
an incredibly hard thing
I wanna
to.
point something out,
Yeah, absolutely.
and maybe everyone else has already noticed it, and I'm last, but that's okay.
Mhm.
Look at balancing standard 4.
Yeah.
I didn't think about this until we were playing the Scut Robo Souls game.
Mhm.
One thing that the wheels let you do on these arms, right? In addition to standing up and jumping, watch this when he moves forward, rather than having to pitch the body as much forward, you can almost pull the wheels back. You can kind of rotate from the hips of the robot, putting the
Yeah.
wheels behind your center of gravity rather than tipping the body of the robot,
Mhm, mhm.
which is
Yeah.
huge. But it's something we've seen a lot, notably Torino from Italy. The first year that they brought their balancing bot to RMNA, they got stuck against walls because once they were stuck against a wall, they couldn't tip anymore, and so they couldn't
Yeah.
initiate movement. And I think this new design that the RoboMasters teams have been utilizing is solving a lot of those balancing bot problems.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really good thing to point out, Preston. It also does shift your armor plates in a way that is harder to hit, right? You're not only laterally moving, you're vertically moving, and you're also rotating like that. It's a very difficult armor plate to hit. Yeah, bouncer legs just do control by moving the pivot point relative to the robot. That's how we expect to do it nowadays. Inverted pendulum is kind of out nowadays. As
Yeah,
a constantly moving dart is just as impressive as last year, done well, but it's just hard. How about shooting the constant moving target? The constant moving target has not been hit as much as the stationary one. People haven't really been going for it, uh, from what we've seen so far, at least in the central and southern region. We're also not watching every game, so there probably is a game somewhere that happened in these regionals where someone was like, "Actually, I hit every dart, and it's always the constant moving target just for fun." So I doubt. You bet you could hit it, Nathaniel. After seeing you in Robo Souls, I definitely think you could hit it. Anyways, the match is starting, so bring on the bots.
all right, RoboWalker in the red, WMJ in the blue.
Oh yeah, I remember this about RoboWalker's engineer. They can go under the bridge and get up to the central island way faster. However, both have made it to the central island for
Yeah, I was about
getting
to say
these
that blue team definitely
views.
looks like they're pulling a super cap on their engineer. It was so fast up the ramp. The red team had a little bit of trouble going through that bridge. The drone for each team starting to do some chunk damage to the outpost. A nice illustration if you're how difficult that is to hit. They're a little farther away than most drones are.
Yeah. I wonder why. I wonder why they're choosing to be
I
farther
don't know, but
away.
it's working for him. As RoboWalker takes down the WMJ outpost, they're going to be able to push. Oh, that
They're
was
also trying to fire at the engineer at the moment, trying to make sure that it can't cash in those gold cubes, limit the econ, but the engineer does get away.
yeah, red
Both
standard 3,
standards
red
are
standard 4,
in.
extremely aggressive there to pressure the engineer. As long as they get out, it's a solid play.
Incredible play. I mean, it also almost knocked out the sentry while they were at it, right? And both the standards on the blue team are now really low. They have to go back to heal.
Yeah, but now that doing damage in addition to kills gets you experience points, it's very valuable for those standards to go in, have those skirmishes as long as they make it out. Notably, Red Hero won 15 projectiles in that sniper position. Not landing yet. Let me see if I can caster Kirsten my way into landing a shot. There we go. The sentry getting taken out by the drone.
I feel like I remember Robowalker's hero not being that accurate, all things considered. Like compared to some of the other ones we've seen, we're seeing it hit a little bit low here at the moment.
Yeah,
that drone
that tracks with what we're seeing. Another hits. That's 2 for 7. Maybe 3 for 8's pretty good.
Yeah, not the worst.
Across, not landing, but another sniper shot will hit. Another sniper shot will hit.
He's found his cadence now. Here comes another dart.
What's WMJ doing? This seems very one-sided. The outpost is still almost full.
So one thing that's kind of like interesting to watch here. First off, Red Standard 3 obviously in there doing a lot of damage, taking out their sentry. The sentry's not really fighting back as well as you
took out the hero. Took out the hero of WMJ.
Took out the hero. And also the drone there is putting on a lot of suppressing fire. Like these guys are really scared of that drone. It's like lasering them from above.
Yeah, and once you get behind, right, then it becomes even more scary.
Absolutely.
In lots of other esports, once your opponent is ahead, you lose control of more and more of your own side of the map, just because you have to stay closer to your healing area, right? You have to be able to retreat faster if you don't want to die. Red Standard 3, Red Standard 4 doing an extremely wonderful job. Just very intelligent gameplay. They're able to make it back again with about a quarter HP, maximizing their chaos on the map without giving over kills, buying their hero a lot of time.
Absolutely. They've completely locked down WMJ into their side of the field. And with
my word, look at the drone absolutely obliterate Blue Standard 3. Just melted.
However, it's really low on projectiles now. Only 42 projectiles there.
The hero for WMJ making quick work of the outpost now that those panels have stopped spinning. It was taken out. And it's over. We've got
not much more you can do here.
In less than half of the allotted time. Both of their standards now able to access the lower armor panels on that base.
Yeah, they should be able to take this out in the next 30 seconds or less. I would be shocked if they don't.
I mean, Red Standard 4 is getting pushed back. The hero's going to retreat potentially.
He's going to get knocked out. Yes, he does get knocked out. But not before they take out the blue hero as well, which is the main objective taker at this point. Like, you need him to be able to swing the game in your favor if you're WMJ. And with Robowalker taking out that hero, I still don't see a way forward for them at this point. We're seeing the blue drone, though, get up a little bit closer. Is it going to start taking shots at the outpost? Will it even matter as the hero lines up again for Robowalker to try and take out the base instead? Blue Engineer is also hanging out in the center, just kind of looking a little lost at the moment. Seems to be trying to go to the opponent's side.
I get that this is still just regionals, but I wish Robowalker would slam this door shut. 29 projectiles on the hero. I wish they had pushed forward and just whacked the base. You might die, but you're not going to die as fast as that base.
Yeah, with only like a couple projectiles, you would be able to seal the deal. I mean, it was a 700 health, you need 4 projectiles. It's really easy to do with the hero at that level as well.
And in a best of 5, there's something to be said about the mental game of just absolutely dominating your opponent in game 1. I think it gives you an advantage round 2. It puts your opponent really on the back foot. It's been over a minute now, almost a minute and a half, that WMJ's had those lower armor panels exposed, and we're again seeing Robowalker just struggling a little bit to land that last 2 or 3 shots onto the base. The accuracy not super consistent, but good enough, right? I mean, they obviously have played the map very well. Where's the gold gone? I mean, I guess there's...
well, Red Engineer is currently getting one of the silver cubes. Blue Engineer has been getting harassed and also got lost a little bit in the center and is also currently knocked out for the next 30 seconds.
Both teams are in the 2000s. I'm saying, where is the gold gone for WMJ? I'm excited to see the projectiles fired map, because...
That's true, actually.
I mean, there's 400 gold worth of projectiles on the blue hero as they continue to take shots at the outpost. It will totally fall. There we go.
Oh, one more shot will do it. Or just a standard walking up and doing it. Blue Standard 4 is right there. Or sorry, Red Standard 4 is right there. Is getting
body blocked.
Body blocked, but surely should be able to get in and just take out the rest of the space, right? 22 projectiles on the... Yeah. And that's the game there for the red team, Robowalker. pretty
Excellent
dominant
performance from
performance by
RoboWalker. Those
RoboWalker.
first 2 minutes were a masterclass. They did an excellent
Absolutely.
job of applying pressure but not giving over early kills. They kind
Completely
of rode that
stoic
line
driver
perfectly of
pictures as
aggression
well.
without feeding.
Yeah, completely stoic driver pictures as well. Looking at those videos of them, just no celebration, no care, just clean surgical gameplay from
They're locked
RoboWalker.
in.
They're locked in. Those robots do indeed walk, Preston.
Yeah, the drone did a fantastic job. That outpost fell so
Absolutely.
quickly. The standards from RoboWalker, in my opinion, were the MVPs of the team. I don't know which one you give it to is kind of their squad, which I think is good, right?
Yeah,
The fact that I can't distinguish between the two, they were playing together, they
I
had the
think.
same role.
Yeah, I think I give it to four just because four didn't die as often, but like I think three had one more extra like death out in the blue side. But yeah, like I said, they worked. Like you said, they worked together. They're both incredibly strong. As we can see, the amount of projectile 17M launched is way more. That drone, I think, takes the MVP though. If I was going to
It
pick
might
one,
be the hero. Look at this: 10 of the sniper 42mm shots.
it's
They
also
weren't
very
hitting a
true.
lot of shots, but when they were, it was the bonus.
It was the bonus. It was the bonus. That dart launch also definitely came in a little bit of help, being able to seal the deal. I think one interesting little narrative we've seen throughout the entire Central Regional is that it takes a while for these games to end when it feels like they're already over. You know, I feel like these teams are really scared to get up close to those bases and just take it out, as opposed to sniping every time. Maybe it's for practice. Maybe that's why we're seeing this so often, as opposed to just closing out the games here.
Well, and
Um,
it is the safer play, right? Like you are very
yeah,
unlikely to throw a lead with this strategy. Once you have a 4,000 HP lead, it's really unlikely the other team claws it back, and it's really unlikely that you accidentally lose a team fight on the other side of the map, right?
yeah. But is it safer to like slowly chunk out the base? Like, other thing is also the standards don't really go for the bottom base panel at all, which is very interesting to me. Like that's what's really bothering me here. Drone
Yeah.
MVP makes a ton of sense, was incredibly good. It
Five
just
kills? I
constantly
didn't realize he got
lasering.
5.
That drone was lasering the whole team. Whenever you asked what happened to the whole team, some like halfway through that match, I literally was just like, the drone's just been sitting there,
Yeah.
putting the whole team behind bars. They cannot leave the blue side. WMJ was completely locked down by the RoboWalker drone.
I mean,
Speaking of the RoboWalker drone, look at that.
are those the batteries on the legs of the drone?
Yes, those are the new DJI batteries.
Huh. That's a really interesting design choice. It's not like bad because no one's allowed to shoot at the drones.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's very unique. It is nice. It gives you a little bit more room up top. You can see how huge that hopper is for these drones that want to go up and stay up, right? For basically the whole game. Um, I've just never seen. I mean, even a commercial drone with the batteries on the legs. They're almost always in the middle of the body. They're typically the heaviest part of a drone. But I guess in RMUC, right, with 1,000 projectiles, literally, that's kilograms and kilograms of weight. So perhaps it's smarter to use the ammunition as the main body, and then strap those batteries to the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the drone physics to really weigh in either. It's a new thing for me as well. But I do think that it makes sense to me. Like having the ability to work through it, that probably makes it a little bit easier to actually do the flight mechanics. And I'm sure there's a good reason. I might just not know the reason. Anyways, we're getting into the second round here. This is a best of 5 chat, so these teams will be playing up until one gets to 3 total games won. So even if RoboWalker wins this one, we still have at least one more game to go beyond that. So it's not quite, it's going to be a little bit of a longer one for us, I would assume, just given the fact you have to at least play 3.
And in best of fives in the RoboMaster circuit, there is a built-in break after a
Yes.
certain number of games.
I believe it's after 2 games. After 2 games, you build in a 10-minute break, and then 2 more games, 10-minute break in the last game.
That's separate from technical timeouts and team called timeouts. It's just in there because of the longevity, right? People will need to swap batteries. Robots are going to take more actual physical damage, and where we talk a lot about robot reliability. And I mean, frankly, with these top tier teams, by the time we're getting to the finals, they don't typically need it, but it's there in case they do, right? You can't, just in case you crash or something tragic happens. You don't want to see a finals game come down to, oh, well, this robot tipped over and I don't know,
Yep.
busted it.
Well, you don't want to, but it is kind of funny when it happens.
Well, I'm fine with seeing the bots tip over, but we want to see the teams compete at their best, right? We want
We
to
do want
see.
to see the teams compete at their best. All 7 robots working at maximum capacity, doing what they need to be doing, working together to get the job done. I think also one thing to talk about in that last game, which our YouTube chat is bringing up, the amount of money spent on that drone by the red team is probably where most of their money went at the end of the game. I had kind of started to mention this, but the game was over by the time we started talking about it. So I wonder if they're going to do the same strat here, just keep the drone up for as long as possible. We saw this as well working for one hitter last match we watched. That worked for them pretty well, with just keeping the drone up as much as possible and taking that huge amount of gold advantage they had over the opposing Born of Fire team.
The
So I
WMJ
think that
fans.
would
Oh,
be
sorry.
incredibly helpful.
Yeah, the WMJ fans were on the screen there. Don't look too perturbed yet, and they shouldn't, right? I mean, that game was
Yeah.
not close, but it wasn't
It's game
because of a
one.
lack of WMJ opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
I think a small tweak in the early game, and Robo Walker won't be able to snowball quite so quickly. I also wonder how much gold WMJ spent that time on like instant revives, because
Yeah.
they also had over 2,000 gold. They fired half as many projectiles. I don't know where their money went.
I think it all went into the hero as well, because the hero had a ton on it and just wasn't able to fire a lot because it kept getting destroyed. Anyways, bring on the bots as we get onto this next game. Here comes the engineers again, both going for the center, it looks like. This is an incredibly fast engineer. It's reaching at the same time, essentially, but not going underneath the ramp, which is incredibly quick. Those super caps are really coming in handy.
The RoboWalker drone not even aiming at the outpost initially. Now it will switch targets, but it was targeting the sentry at first. Look at this accuracy from RoboWalker. Already
WMJ's
500
drone,
health
however,
into the outpost.
yeah, WMJ's drone, however, was sticking to the red sentry instead.
Blue
Now
engineer,
losing
look at
sight
the
of
blue
that.
engineer getting chunked away.
Really
Oh my
low.
goodness!
It does make it though. He does make it into the zone. Wow, what an amazing play by the blue engineer. That's going to save his team a ton of econ, be really important for going forward into the game.
Especially if the blue sentry survives, if they're able to push back red standard 3, red standard 4, this could be huge. RoboWalker already shelling the base. WMJ making quick work with their drone now of the outpost. This is much better than round 1. 1 minute into the game, both teams' outposts are gone. RoboWalker still in the lead, but WMJ much closer. If their hero is able to land some shots, even with this constant stream of projectiles coming from the drone, they should be able to keep up.
The hero still has 3 projectiles. We're going to see them all launch now. Dart opening up for the blue team. Oh, sorry, for the red team. RoboWalker here's Dart is about to go firing. Not a connection,
Just
a little bit
fine.
high.
You can see the drone fly across the camera view here of the base. Love that. RoboWalker's base has now taken damage. It's a much closer game, right? Only 400 health here between the two bases. RoboWalker's hero not super accurate, but usually his drone and his standards able to buy him a lot of time.
We have a Dart coming in from WMJ, however, just misses. Not sure what's happening in that bottom right corner.
Oh, the Dart lands for 1 for WMJ.
You know, this is a lot closer of a game out the gate. We're seeing that the base healths are not too far apart. Just 2 shots of it, a hero would be able to bring them closer together.
Red standard 4 coming in to cause some chaos. Really chunking down the blue hero. Good target selection. And he is able to finish him off just before he gets to the base.
That is unfortunate. While that's happening, the red hero is now taking shots and landing them onto the WMJ base here. RoboWalker doing a good amount of damage there. 37,000 health, missing the rest of these shots.
Man, give that guy the MVP. These standards are absolutely incredible from the side of RoboWalker.
Yeah, and they're making it out almost every time as well, which is awesome.
That was a really calculated play. He snuck in 1v3, took out the hero, made it out, didn't die, ignored all the projectiles and damage he was taking, focused on his target, got the kill, and got out.
Yep. Really smart play by WMJ. More shots being landed. The hero is now out from the RoboWalker side. Are they going to resupply it?
Red standard 3 are just standing there punching each other in the face, but Level Up comes across. All right, it's about to say level advantage.
Still beats blue standard 3.
The drone comes in to push to turn the tide, make it a 2v1, and takes out the standard. Red standard 4 coming back in. I mean, this is just wow.
Yeah,
that's the play. That's the move that keeps WMJ from getting back in.
Yep. That's how you continue to build a lead. We had talked about this before, Preston. That's what we think one hitter should have been doing, is sending their sentry and two standards to just take out the other hero, bring it back. They still won, obviously, but they would have won it with a more definite fashion, and it wouldn't have been as close sometimes if they had taken on that strategy.
You know, in RoboMasters, because frankly, the only thing you have to interact with the other team is projectiles, offense truly is not only the best, but the only defense.
Yep.
Right? The only way to protect your base from the enemy team's hero is to attack the hero. And RoboWalker is showing a great job of that. It's hard to either call their approach offensive or defensive, right? Because it's extremely high defense, but through offense.
Absolutely. RoboWalker's hero, 10 more projectiles in the bank, starting to knock those into the base here. WMJ's sentry incredibly low. Probably needs to return back if it can to heal up, and it's doing that as I say so. Red Standard 4 back into the blue base. Red Standard 3 also here.
The blue hero actually landed a hero shot onto one of the red bots, helping getting that kill. The sentry able to finish it
Looks
off.
like Red Standard 3 was the one that he landed it on. Red Standard 4 also taking a ton of damage. Blue hero is still alive now, and Red Standard 4 does have to retreat. This is the first time WMJ can really make a play with that hero. We're going to see what they end up doing.
29 projectiles is plenty to make up the entire gap.
Stuff. Taking a little bit of healing. A dart goes through. This hero seems a little bit lost, maybe. I would start pushing if I was that hero to at least get to a position where I could try to make a play.
Yeah, your team worked really hard to buy you this tempo, and you've spent almost all of it very tentatively here at the back. But with how many deaths he's had this game, I understand maybe it being a bit timid. But when you claw back a small amount of tempo as the team from behind, you've got to capitalize on it.
His movement is a little strange to me too, Preston. I wonder if there's a wheel issue with him.
Could be mechanical.
Like weird circle. Yeah, like this weird like spiral pattern almost. Definitely seems like he's parked up in front of the base now for reasons beyond us. Yeah, see, look at that. He's like moving in a very strange fashion. Red Hero 1 still firing out at the base.
The blue standards is hiding behind that wall, though. He's taking out the hero, takes out Red Hero 1.
Good play by Blue Standard 3, buying his team even more time. However, that blue hero still not really able to make it into a good position to start sniping yet. And the Red Standard 4 and looks like the Red Engineer are now both inside the blue base. Red Standard 3 does fall here. Red Standard 4 and Blue Standard 3 are dueling it out. Blue Standard 3 could go onto the defensive position right next to him.
Yeah, but RoboWalker's standards understand the mission. They understand the game. They understand the objectives. They've taken out the blue hero. Blue hero has now rezzed, but wasting another 30 seconds of their time with only 23 seconds left. They're really just going to run out the clock against WMJ.
Yeah.
$2,298. One well-aimed hero projectile will open up those bottom armor panels after the base falls below 2,000.
It won't matter though either way, because with 3 more seconds on the clock, it looks like RoboWalker will take this game. I can hear it. I can hear the music in my head.
I have it. If y'all want, I can put the RoboMasters music in the background.
I think I'll live without the RoboMaster music. I think I'll be happy.
I love the RoboMaster music, honestly.
I love it. I just think I listened to it way too much. I think also because I listened to it a ton just by editing all those videos together, looking at all the videos for stats and such, that it's really like gotten to me. Red Engineer body blocking, it's very possible that's what the Red Engineer was doing in there. I would assume so. We've seen the Red Engineers, we've seen the Engineers in general do some body blocks to try and knock shots out of the hero. They put their arm above it and they won't be able to shoot past it on the sniper positions. So would be a genuine use case for the Engineer in that situation when you no longer really need to get any more econ, which the Red Troop was not hurting for econ at all. And we see here 600 more coins in the blue team at 3,710. That's a lot of econ. More damage on the red team side like we saw before. More eliminations. It's all coming from those standards. Red Standard 3, Red Standard 4 coming in and harassing the entire team, keeping down that hero as much as possible. And WMJ definitely, I feel like they definitely had some sort of hardware fault with the hero. Like, it didn't seem right to me that the hero wasn't moving the way I would expect it to. I really feel like that was the case. I don't know, Preston, what are your thoughts on that?
That might be the case. Hopefully, if it is, I mean, right, like we talked about, it's the end of round 2, so WMJ will have a 10-minute break to try and rectify any issues that they did have. I I think this is a third, maybe, you know, a variation on one of those 2 or 3
Yeah, I
styles
get
that
that.
we were talking about from Robo Walkers. The
Mhm.
hero has been the strongest member. Red Standard 4, there it is. Recognize my boy, 601. Insane. Um, but this is exactly what I'm getting at. The MVP of round 1, the drone, MVP of round 2, the standard. Typically, the hero is the hero of these top tier teams.
Yeah.
RoboWalkers is using the rest of their team to dominate their opponent and just kind of smother the other team's strategy
Yep.
while buying their hero 7 minutes to try and land a few shots.
See,
Right?
when I tell my Overwatch team that I'm going in to take out the rest of the team KDA wise, right? When I'm playing an objective and I'm not really playing, I'm playing deathmatch instead. It's just so that way we dominate hard enough that they can't play me again. I'm telling you, I'm
Okay,
telling you, I'm
maybe,
telling you. That's
maybe
how
it's
you're supposed
that.
to play the game. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It is a very interesting
Potentially,
strategy for Robowalker. I think it's working out really well for them here because they're able to just outskill the rest of the standard drivers on the other side. They have really good target prioritization, incredible game sense. I don't think this would work against any other top team though, like another top team that
I
like
think it
was
could.
equivalent for
I
Robowalker.
think it could.
Really?
So I see
I don't
this
know.
like a very typical front to back team fight in an esport. Sorry,
Okay.
not a front to back. The opposite. The opposite. A front
Back
to
to
back
front.
is what I think we've been seeing, where like your
Yes.
standards are fighting each other in the middle, your heroes are firing long range shots across, right? Your front
Yeah.
line's just kind of in a stalemate. This
Mhm.
is much more of like an assassin type team comp.
Like a
Um,
dive.
the dive comp, yes. So you're sending your guys in. You take out their one valuable player, their backline. You attack their
Yeah.
backline, get the kill, and get out. And
Yeah.
most of the time you get out. But even if you don't, going 1 for 1, losing a front man for the backline is totally worth it every time. And
Especially
so
when the backline holds this much value. Like, when
yes,
we look at like Overwatch, losing a DPS for a support, it's not great to do that. You really shouldn't be trading in those situations. But in this case, you're losing a one of your 2 DPS for their only objective taker, which is absolutely like crucial to their game plan. I think that I
yeah,
agree with you there. The dive
yeah.
comp is much stronger in this situation for that reason.
So I,
Yeah,
I think like you're saying, right, would this work against other top tier teams? Potentially. Dive comp is
yeah,
definitely in RoboMasters, the dive comp is a very all or nothing strategy. Either
yep,
you
yep.
get that kill and you get out, or you just kind of accidentally int, right? You're
I
either
want to
feeding
watch.
or you're winning.
I want to watch the WMJ Sentry. I feel like the Sentry is your best bet against a dive comp. It starts off a lot higher level. It has a lot more projectiles to start off with, so they can't dive you early on and build up that lead nearly as easily. So I wonder if the Sentry is being as involved as it maybe should be going into this game 3 with 30 seconds left on the clock for the setup time. Do you think we're going to see a game 4, Preston? This could possibly be the last game of grand finals in the Central Regionals.
I hope so. I hope we're gonna see game 4. I think there's still totally a chance, right? Like we've said,
Mm,
this strategy from RoboWalker is feast or famine. Um, I think,
absolutely.
I mean, just from round 1 to round 2, WMJ had a much stronger performance. They took that outpost out much, much quicker. Like you're saying, a little bit better positioning with the sentry. It
Yeah.
doesn't even have to be better performance. The sentry is targeting and firing at the enemy bots.
Yep.
Early, if your hero can play kind of around your sentry, I think they might win in a hero shootout, right? They might win in the accuracy competition we've been seeing in other games and matches.
Mhm. Okay, I think that's a very interesting take. I think we will not see a um uh, a fourth round, and my only reason for thinking so is because I think what's going to end up happening, and as we get into this match, 3, 2, 1, bringing on the bots. I think these bots are gonna. I think that the sentry is just not in the prime position. I don't think they can reprogram it fast enough or give it enough instruction to let that happen. But I'm hoping to be proven wrong. As the sentry does go back up onto the ramp over in that section, immediately getting hit by the drone from a RoboWalker. It's not even caring about the outpost this time, as the hero lines up for shots on the outpost instead. Starts to land them pretty succinctly out the
Oh
gate.
no.
This is a rough start. This is
Yeah,
a
that
really rough
that
start.
sentry's dead. The drone took him all the way out. And
The
now took down the
engineering
engineer for
also dead.
WMGA.
Oh,
This is the
that's a
worst start they could have
horrible
had.
start. Both standards can now wreak havoc. Look at the levels differential here.
Oh my
Level
gosh, level
7 and
7
level
to
5
level 1.
standard. Level 3, level 7 and level 5. The blue sentry finally awake again, but it's so low health. It's about to lose its invulnerability, and it gets knocked out again.
Oh my gosh, level 8 now coming across for both of the standards for Robo Walker.
Oh,
Robo
this is
Walker's
so
standard 4 taking
unfortunate.
out that sentry.
Oh, the red standard did get hit by one of the hero projectiles though, and did get knocked out because of it. Wow, incredible shot by the WMJ hero, but just a little too late, I think.
I mean, the accuracy is still not really there for Robo Walker.
Yeah,
His
it's
team
still
buying him a
doable.
ton of time.
Yeah, the drone from Robowalker doing a ton of damage now to that hero. Slowly chipping away at it. It's already at half health. Oh, and there's the rest of it going away as well.
Oh, WMJ really needed to land all of those hero shots if they had a chance. They landed one.
They landed one, but sadly their hero got taken out a little too fast by Red Standard 3.
Yeah, these
Red
level
3
10
now
standards
traveling into the
now.
rest of the base, leaving out. The Red Sentry is also there, it looks like.
Red Standard 3, Red Standard 4, frankly, have nothing to be afraid of on the map. There's not
Nothing
a
at all.
robot that can compete well against a level 10 standard at 5 minutes for WMJ.
Yeah. Wow. Really good target conversion. Red Standard 4 again coming up to the hero. It's going to take it out probably. Unless it can overheal it. It
Blue
levels
Standard 4 taking advantage of the distraction gets Red Standard 4 down very, very low. Unfortunately, not able to finish off the kill as the drone continues to just absolutely farm. The dart hits for
But a dart
WMJ!
hits. But a dart hits, and now it's an even game, essentially. Now it's
75.
basically an even game. Because if another one hits,
But a dart
Robo
returned,
Walker was
Robo
stunned.
Walker.
2 darts landed. One for Robo Walker, one for WMJ, putting them back solidly in the lead as if it never even happened.
What is the engineer doing for WMJ? He's emoting.
He's struggling. He's struggling. He is going to go back with that 1 silver cube, though. Maybe cash it in.
Hero taken down.
Three is
WMJ
down.
again
hero,
without their main objective.
The blue engineer is about to go down as well, thanks to the drone. That drone absolutely massacring the enemy team. It's going after the sentry now as well.
You're right. That's where all of their gold is going. I mean, absolutely. Look, none of their other bots, they're not even putting gold into their hero.
Nope. That drone is incredibly powerful, and it has been taking out the entire team on the WMJ side. Walker's is just so good.
This is a really interesting game. WMJ actually has more gold spent, but they cannot. I mean, even with their engineer dying so frequently, they're still winning the econ game. That drone and these standards for Robo Walker are just not letting any of their actual offensive bots play the game. They're not allowed out of their base. And they're also just meat shields at this point, right? It looks like they've both gone like health focused for the standards. I mean, he just tanked a hero shot. He's still above half health.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of chaos happening here. Red Standard 3 in here, getting chased now by Blue Standard 3. Blue Standard 3 does not want to let him go get away with that. But Red Standard 4 looks like it'll get away as well. Yep, Red Standard 4 gets away. Red Standard 3 gets away after harassing the enemy team.
We are still within 2 darts. So here's one coming across. Oh, it misses.
One coming back from Robo Walker.
Oh, surely that's it.
That has to be it at that point.
Oh my goodness, the nails in the coffin, one after the other. Robo Walker, every single member of their team, absolutely incredible. The darts, 3 darts this round. Look at the standard. Red Standard 4 is standing up on its hind legs so that it can get an angle at this hero, but the hero figured it out.
The hero fires back.
Oh my
Red
goodness.
4 is incredibly low, almost getting knocked out.
Absolutely one shot. I wish
if that blue drone was in a bit of better position, yeah. Unfortunate.
2 minutes, 10 projectiles.
It could make it back.
Yeah.
But he has to hit almost like pretty much all of these. And so far, the 1/4 accuracy is not promising. 1/5 accuracy. I think with that last shot missed, I don't think it's possible anymore. Red Standard 4 standing in the way again, getting chowed down by Blue Standard 3. Red Standard 3 now taking his turn.
There's a minute and 40 seconds left. There is plenty of gold. If they do like a remote ammo drop to their hero, WMJ still actually has a chance.
The red engineer being on this side of the field and not collecting more gold for his team might actually end up costing them the match, because if the blue hero can just land a couple more shots, This could definitely go for WMJ.
Red Standard 4 doing some squats to make his armor panel slightly more difficult to hit. And there it is.
There's the resupply.
10 projectiles.
Someone
that's
has
enough.
to knock out this. There's more coming. 19 projectiles now. Knocks out the Red Standard with one of them. You have 18 left.
I believe, Shaur. 54 seconds.
This is definitely doable. It's just a matter of you have to land these shots.
Really only has to hit 5 of these 300 projectiles.
That counted as one. Okay, here we go. One.
There, come on.
2, 3, 4.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, he might do it.
Oh.
WMJ's hero, 9 shots left, absolutely doable. One more hero shot puts them in the lead. A couple more will put them solidly in the win.
They just resupply Blue Standard 4 here to help give a bit more support. Blue Standard 4, as you can see, got those projectiles, took out Red Standard 3, trying to buy his hero the time with 22 seconds left to go. Both teams now within 100 points.
Come on. Come on.
One hero projectile from either team, and there it is. WMJ catches up and passes RoboWalker, widening the lead.
The Call of Duty. I can hear the Call of Duty song in my head as we see the replay, the kill cam song.
5 seconds left to go. WMJ, the accuracy difference between their heroes, making the difference much more classic hero shootout, and it will be WMJ for the blue team.
Does take it. Look at the relieved expressions on all the team. They take their headphones off, they stand up, breathe in a sigh of relief. They are still in this match. We're going to a game 4, baby.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing turnaround by WMJ. I'm glad they prioritized what they needed to do. They turtled their hero together. They put all their standards on him. They protected him as much as possible. Despite losing out a ton, RoboWalker's engineer kind of throwing without getting as much econ this time, and therefore not being able to supply their own hero was absolutely all WMJ needed to turn the tide back in their favor. If that engineer or that standard doesn't get MVP, I guess the hero actually might even deserve MVP in this situation. But yeah, looking at this, we see they did get eliminated way more times by RoboWalker, but overall, we're able to just capitalize on more damage and more projectiles fired for the 42 MMs. This is the first time that WMJ shot more 42 MMs than RoboWalker in this situation and landed 8 sniper shots to the 3 that RoboWalker did.
You've identified exactly the largest difference between round 1 and 2 and round 3. 1,100 gold is not good for RoboWalker.
It's pitiful for RoboWalker. That engineer absolutely throwing in that game.
I mean, even in round 1 when WMJ got stomped, their engineer still got over 2,000 gold.
Yeah. Well, the engineer comes to the blue side. I wonder if we'll see the highlight here of why he's over here. I didn't quite catch why he came over here. But he comes to the blue side instead of continuing. Yeah, there he is. That's him on the right there.
Yes. And I think that is the...
Is he just stuck, you think?
It's the faux pas of the dive comp. If you're not supposed to be diving and you kind of get caught up in the hype of the dive comp, I think he came over because they thought they were in the lead enough that basically all they needed to do was play defense, which wasn't not true. They definitely had a big enough lead that their defense was the main focus. Yeah. But your support should not be part of the dive comp. Like, this isn't a League of Legends tower dive. You don't need to tank anything. Get the support out of there. Right?
The support here is not well, support can be many different things, right? And that's why I like the term support more than healer in this situation, because the engineer support is not, healing or defense. The engineer support is, here's your projectiles in the first place. It's much more like the engineer restock from TF2 than it is Mercy or, direct attack buffs from something like Kiriko.
Well, in previous years, people would use the engineer as the tank. It had such a huge health difference compared to the standards and the hero that you could use the engineer to just soak up some gold. But that was before gold. That was before dealing damage gave you XP. So you weren't letting them farm XP. You were just denying kills, wasting some of their gold efficiency. Those days are over. The engineer does not really belong on the other side of the map.
It's kind of interesting. I wonder, maybe chat knows, because I don't know this off the top of my head. Do you gain XP for taking damage like you do in other games? Like other games like Overwatch, for example, when you're soaking up damage, you gain ult. And so it's like, just don't shoot the tanks for like infinite time. You're just going to charge up their ults and they're going to kill you.
I do not believe that's the case. I think it's
kind of weird there's an inversion. Yeah. So point out the weirdness of the inversion. We have to do that game design stream soon, Preston. I think Sunday, is that a good day to do it? Talk about the game design of Urban Masters?
Yeah, we can do game design on Sunday.
I absolutely want to do a report on the game design of Urban Masters. You deal damage for shooting and hitting. Yeah, I think it's interesting how that's it's almost an inversion of how it is in certain other FPSs like Overwatch, where if you take damage, you're building up ult, you're building up like charge. And that's like that's like to incentivize you not attacking the tanks like constantly, right? You're supposed to be looking to take kills as opposed to doing damage, right?
Well, and
Damage for damage's sake is not important in Overwatch.
yeah, we'll definitely talk about it on Sunday, but I don't think there is a tank anymore in
I agree.
RoboMasters.
I agree.
Although going double health focused for the standards for RoboWalker was a really interesting play. They were able to soak quite a bit.
Yep. Bases have closed up, and we are initializing the referee system. There's the combat mechanic in the fortress. We've seen the standards try to utilize the fortress. The problem with the fortress is that we haven't seen anyone use it to swing the game back in their favor. That just feels like you're delaying the inevitable a bit from what we've watched. Anyways,
Yeah,
in 2,
well,
1, bring on the bots.
It's too far back. The heroes don't fire from close enough anymore. The armor panels open so late that defensive position is not really defending against objective damage. It's just defending against team fights.
Yeah.
That blue outpost, again, taking a lot of early damage. Robo Walker, this drone just absolutely flexing on everybody. Now at half health, continuing to choke down. It's got to be something like 80% accuracy against the outpost.
Jesus. The red hero doesn't even need to fire. The outpost is already gone. It's going to immediately just go for the base instead. Lands the first shot. RoboWalker might just sweep this in the first minute of the game. 20 seconds left to do that.
Honestly, if their hero had better accuracy, they sure could. I mean, they could get a 4,000 HP lead every time they start this game in the first minute.
Yeah.
Oh no, the sentry goes down by the drone again. This is looking a lot like round 3.
Yeah,
even though that did turn out as a win for WMJ, I don't think you want to repeat that early game.
Blue Engineer, however, did adjust their strategy, not going for the gold and taking on the damage of that drone, instead going for the silver just to keep some econ going for their team.
Look at the blue hero. Absolutely one shot. Can't even leave the base.
Can't even leave the base. He's stuck. Locked him down. Red Standard 3 and that drone both have locked down the entire team. They're attacking Blue Standard 4 as well with the drone. Red Standard 4 are flying in as well to try and get involved. Yeah, that hero missed so many shots. They had 17 shots in there. They hit 2. That's a little too many shots missed, in my opinion.
Red Standard 4 farming some XP off of the basically dead, fully autonomous sentry.
Yep. The red outpost goes down. The red engineer looks like it's stuck again. Do you see that in the bottom corner, Preston? The red engineer looks like it's completely toppled over, and that alone might actually give WMJ hope.
I don't see the engineer. I mean, I see a bot right next to a cube, but it's labeled as Red Standard 3. Not sure if that's a
are they both stuck? Error. I wish we could zoom in on what that was, because it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's a heads-up display error. I do believe you're correct. I think that's the engineer right underneath the blue outpost, or the red outpost. Excuse me.
Where is Red Standard 3 actually in all of this?
Hey, it's turning into a bit of a base race. That's what WMJ wants. Look at them catching back up. 3,400 to 3,700.
I wasn't correct. That is Red Standard 3 that is blocking that. The red engineer was just in their own base scoring a cube, apparently.
WMJ now takes the lead. The base race again in their favor. Hero accuracy. But look at the bottom. Look at that skirmish. Blue Standard 4 engaged. The drone takes out the blue hero again, turning the tide for RoboWalker, putting all of that money and trust in their drone. The drone can buy as much time as it wants, though. If they can't land these hero shots, it won't be enough.
26 projectiles still left. Too low. 2 to the right. Maybe to the left now.
The blue engineer tried to go and body block those hero shots, get in the way, but it got melted by Red Standard 4. Now level 10, going to push into the base, cause some chaos, get some vision, sneak his way out.
Blue hero 1 incredibly low. Do you think Red Standard 4 goes for the kill here? No, it seems like they're backing off, getting chased out.
I think he sure
might.
Oh, wait,
they are coming back. They're coming back.
I think Red Standard 4 is just trying to keep his eyes on that blue hero. Anything he can do to make sure he doesn't get to that sniper position.
I do think he was coming to grab the. I do think he was coming into the blue base to try and kill that hero. Noticed the hero was already in the resupply zone and regenning, and went, "It's not worth it yet. I'll come back around next time."
Red Standard 4 following pretty low. Yep.
That defensive position coming into clutch here. The base healths though are pretty similar at the moment. They're close.
RoboWalker cannot consistently land damage. WMJ, can he ignore the drone damage? Can he land the hero projectiles? RoboWalker landing 3 or 4 in a row there. That was huge. There's another Robo Walker really clutching up with some accurate shards. The dart lands as well. That'll give them just
Huge
2 darts.
advantage.
Oh my word.
Aye.
3
One
darts.
more shot. Oh my
Robo
gosh. 2 more shots and
Walker
it's
doing
over.
everything but landing hero projectiles. And by golly, right now, Shaur, it's enough. Their drone's excellent. Their standards are playing.
Here comes the Sentry also getting involved. Red Standard 4 going to the base. Are they just going to take it out now? They have 200 projectiles in there. Yeah, they're just going to send it. With that is definitely going to be the game. Red Standard 4 taking out the base. Those standards were absolutely amazing. Played so proficiently. I think that was definitely like MVP for sure.
Wow. Shaur, what a game. That was incredible. I mean, we've said it every round because they didn't change their strategy, but Robo Walkers had this really unique strat of just let the hero try, but then everyone else will kind of take care of it if you can't get it. 3 darts in the final round.
3 darts is a good amount of darts. That's the second highest we've seen in the Central region.
In my opinion, those darts were the difference maker. That hero
absolutely.
was really struggling to get those bottom armor plates open. As soon as they get below 2,000, I think RoboWalker can use their superior, map presence, their XP leads, their tempo intelligence, and their standard just mechanical micro play to finish off the base.
Absolutely, but getting that base open is the important part, and the hero is just currently not cutting it. I do think they need to make some adjustments for the actual main competition later in July and August in order to stay competitive against some of the other top teams we saw at the Southern region. But I think they'll be fine with their standards are definitely the best part of the drone as well, or incredibly good plays from both of them. The blast on the dart also led to a blue hero kill. Yeah, true. Awesome. Good stuff. Good game.
I'm going to skip ahead if you're all right to check out the MVP for that final round.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's skip ahead.
Congratulations to Robo Walker. I mean, they're going to celebrate for quite a while.
Well played games indeed. All right. Here we see the differential. Yeah, the econ difference was huge on the red side this time. The blue engineer was not really putting in the weight it needed to. Got blinded a couple times. Got knocked out a lot more than needed to. Damage differential, eliminations, everything just came up Robo Walker this game.
3 darts.
3 darts really was the difference.
Yeah, I think if you put those darts on the other side, I think this may have gone the way of WMJ, right?
Oh, easily. That's almost 2,000 damage just from the darts alone. It's 1,835 damage total. That puts them well within range, I think, to win with their hero.
Here's the little farm kill. There we go.
There's that first start. This is WMJ doing a good amount of snipe shots, 3 in a row for the 300 damage.
Yeah, but there's the drone taking out that hero just nonstop.
Dart 2, and then Dart 3 back to back with Red Standard 4 finishing off the base. Good highlights. That honestly, I give it to the dart. 3 darts in a row is hard to do. Good work by the dart team. Good work by the entirety of RoboWalkers. Excited to see them again when we go to the full competition.
Yeah. Wow. Shaur, I'm so excited for RMNA. I'm gonna pull up a notes page.
A notes page.
A little notes page. It's not even. I have a question of the day. This isn't the question of the day. But this game in particular made me think of a few things that I really want to make sure we do a good job on the junkyard of doing during RMNA. Chat, if you're here, you're joining us, part of the day 1 rep crew. Thanks for being here. During RMNA actual competition, we will be doing podcasts each evening after the competition. We're going to call it the junkyard. We'll be doing it from our Airbnb. We should have the opportunity to have some guests, other commentators, maybe some team people, definitely some operators. It'll also give us a chance to discuss kind of at length and more like we've been doing here. Even better because in person. Shaur, we have the exact same timing, and as soon as we get it right, it's going to be perfect.
It's going to be so good.
But our pauses are the same length. So in person, though, it's going to match up just seamless. And one of the things I want to do day 1 of RMNA Comp Junkyard is I want to detail, identify the metas. Because it's watching RMUC, they're so clear. They're so distinct.
Yeah.
Right? and I don't know if it's the game design this year that's made that, or maybe I've finally just kind of gotten over like this knowledge gap of peak for
Yeah.
RoboMasters.
You know the game, you understand the game state. You can now be like, okay, so what are the teams going to do?
Yeah,
I think it's
like
an interesting idea. I think we should definitely talk about the metas. I do think our YouTube chat has put something unique here. The RMNA robot designs are very unique from what we've seen on the leak stream. So I think that's also going to factor in a bit, which is why I think that first Monday when we get in after the pre-show that first Tuesday, I guess, when we'd be doing the first junkyard. After the pre-show, after all the groups have been settled, you and me have some time to walk around. Maybe we take some pictures of the pits as well, grab some of those robots as well, and see what people have been up to.
So
could be
exactly. You've led beautifully into the question of the day, and I don't even think you know what it is.
I have no clue. I was not looking.
What if this year for the top 4 teams we treated the robot inspection like the NFL Combine?
Okay.
So my understanding,
can you sportsify that for an esports player?
Yeah. So at the beginning of like pre-draft, they take all the new NFL players that are going to be picked by the teams, and they put them through basically standardized testing, but for football players. So they do a running and passing drill. They do a 40-yard dash. They rep 225 pounds on a bench for reps, mostly just to be cool. I don't think that one really relates specifically to football. But they do all these different drills. They do a vertical jump, and those stats are given to the players, and the teams get to look at it when they're trying to select who they want to pick.
Okay.
Typically, when a robot goes through inspection, right, it's just a pass-fail. I'm saying it would be really great for the top maybe 6 teams if you and I, or you or I, was in the inspection room during inspection, just taking some notes.
During the pre-inspection process? Okay.
Yeah, nothing quantitative yet, because frankly, we don't want to slow down inspection. Right?
Absolutely.
But if we can get in there and say, oh, snap, like this robot has this weird thing, like this special skill, it can stand up, it can jump, it can, because they have to show their expansion in inspection. Or they get to the part where they have to fire all their projectiles and be like, okay, cool, and maybe even not just in inspection, but throughout the game. And like you're saying, take some pictures with the permission of the teams, get some really detailed photos and questions about the mechanical and code aspects of each of the robots for the final 6.
Yeah.
So that we can go in depth.
I see this as kind of like like walking through essentially. Like I think there's 2 ways. Like there's 3 different things we can do to like get information. Right. One is like you're mentioning the inspection thing. I think we sit in inspection. We have someone just sitting there taking notes, being as little disruption as possible, right? I think a second thing we could do, and we could even turn this into an award like First Robotics does, is walk through the pits and talk to teams and be like, tell us about your robot. What are the innovations you've made with it? What are the interesting things about it? What are you expecting? So on and so forth, right? And that's the First Robotics thing, is that they make you talk about your robot to them, and it's a judging criteria thing. We could totally do that as part of the media team maybe, and that could lead into some of our like best robot of the like, blah, 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 right? Or coolest robot design, or coolest robot function, or something like that, right? And then the third thing, and the best part about that being on Tuesday, is that practice matches also happen on Tuesday. So we'll get to see some of those robots in action, get some of that footage, and then be able to like really distinctly talk about it, like scores, predictions, where we think people are going to be going.
Yeah. So let me pitch you a not this year thing, because we've talked about some options for this year. Pitch me let me pass you one for where this question of the day is leading. It's not even really a question. It's a give me your thoughts, Shaur.
I'm ready to give you my thoughts. I have so many thoughts.
What if for the final 4 or 6 teams, we really did have like an NFL Combine? I want to see things like, I make an armor panel. We have one at A&M. I'm sure y'all have had them as well. You build your own fake armor panels.
Use it for CV.
Use it for CV. Exactly. I want one that turns its lights on and then records the time until the first hit, so that I can check people's CV. I want to turn on the lights with the robot there. How fast is it between lights turn on and first hit? Snap. Right? Yeah. You give it some sort of name, right? So maybe reaction time for the bot. What's the robot's reaction time? I want to drive it. I want to put it on, like, I want to get a speed gun and just see how fast, maximum speed, right? At the end of this little combine that I want to throw for the robots, just for the top 4 teams, top 6 teams. I want to have stats for each bot, an accuracy stat, which like we should be able to get from the midterm assessment. But let's be real honest, the midterm assessment and the competition performance, vastly different.
Incredibly different.
So I want an accuracy stat, a top speed, a reaction time, and maybe like a special skill for each bot, and we could almost make like a little Madden football scorecard for each robot with like, out of 5 stars, like how do they perform, or out of 100, how good are they for each of those? Because I think that'd be a really neat way for casual watchers or even really intense watchers that just didn't take the week off of work, right? Like if you're working during the week of RMNA, you're not watching 80% of the games. So when we get to
You really
semis, you would know
can't.
what to look for. You'd say, "Oh, the sentry for the red team has this crazy reaction time, but the blue team is faster, so I'll be looking to see if they can outdrive the CV of the red team."
Yeah,
Thoughts? Is it possible? It feels pretty possible.
it's definitely possible. I think what you might even run into isn't even an issue of like, oh, we can't do it. I'm curious if the teams will like
Yeah.
volunteer to do that, right? Like, I think this is something that I've been struggling a little bit with the Meet the Team posts. Is one thing that's been kind of like a little annoying is that when I'm telling the teams, hey, I'm gonna make social media posts about your team. Give me some information so I can make it in a way that you like. They rather not interact with it, right? And that's why I'm like, I don't know if the teams would be interested in that necessarily. I will say the top teams have all pretty much responded. There's only one team that hasn't from the top responded, where I'm like, really? But every other top team has responded so far, which has been nice. So I think like there's a precedence to say the top teams would probably be down for it and they'd be interested. But yeah, I struggle to see how we convince the teams to do that. I do like YouTube chat's thing here where they say give out awards, like the awards that are in the participant manual for like best robot hero, best robot sentry, best robot standard. That might be a way to make it more like palatable in doing by saying like these are the stats and metrics we're going to be judging that by, since we get to make that up. Um, but yeah, I think it's one way of doing it. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have thoughts on both of those things. Number one, I just want to put my own opinion out there because
Yeah.
bless the rep channel.
Bless the rep channel.
If you
All
are
hail rep.
hesitant to share information in June, you're being a silly goose. If you don't want to let me test your robot in April, 100% understand. 100% agree, dude.
Yep.
I understand if you're not publishing your midterm assessment on your YouTube. You know what? Competitive advantage. I get it.
Yeah.
It's June 11th. If you think any team is going to watch and be like, wait, UW's robots are really fast, let's develop a supercapacitor, you're kidding yourself. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous take. But it does happen, 100%. I'm sure you understand because you've been doing the leak streams, right? And sometimes teams are like, oh, we don't really want to share yet. Like, come on, it's June. You can share. There's 10 days.
It's June. You can share. It's fine.
What was the second thing you said, Shaur?
What was the second thing I said?
I had something I wanted to say about it, and I lost it.
Awarding, like the awards in the participant manual.
Yes, YouTube and Twitch. What do y'all want as awards? Do you just want like a piece of paper that says you had the best hero? Because 100%, I'll judge all the heroes. I will personally. Well, I'd rather do the standard since I was a standard team lead. I'm much more familiar with standard robot design. I will happily go around and take my time to judge every single standard, write down notes, make a top like 2 or 3, watch their performance, and judge. I'll do it. I'll do it with aesthetics, performance, like innovation, mechanical design, right? 1000%. But my hesitancy is the team, because I think the teams want that, but the teams want some amorphous thing. Like, what do you want?
Yeah. What do you guys want? Do you want a certificate? Do you want like a trophy? Do you want
a
like
doodad? Like, do you want us to make? Do you want us to make you a thing? Like, I've got a machine shop at my work. Like, I could make you a thing. You want a little metal thing?
Yeah, we can make you things.
I have wooden standards still from DJI unopened. Yeah. Like, do you want a wooden, like a laser cut standard you can assemble?
Yeah. Do you want a Lego? I can make you a Lego.
Yeah, we could do Lego. We could do little Lego bots. I'm worried that if I put the time and effort in and to recognize the teams that have put the time and effort in, and then I give them a printed out piece of paper and a little doodad, right, that they feel like came from summer camp, that maybe I'm actually discrediting the amount of time and effort it goes into to develop a just phenomenal, machinery.
Yeah, I agree. I'm curious to hear what the chats think as well about that. We'll see if we get any response at the moment.
You want cash? Because cash, I feel like it gets everyone angry. You want
Cash, I think, is
food?
a
You want a
bad
pizza?
idea.
Like, what do you
We
want?
could do a pizza party for the teams that have the best robots.
You want to go? Wait, what if we brought food to the team though? Because I feel like the biggest thing for the teams is usually trying to get to places.
Get dinner. Yep.
So if we recognized the best robots and then we brought that team food,
yeah, a little bit of food.
Print out. We could print out really cheap, just like 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper awards. Tape it to the pizza box. And deliver them some pizza.
It's gonna get all greasy.
Yeah, it is. They're supposed to throw the award away. The point is the pizza here.
Okay, I see the vision. I understand the vision.
I think that's my best idea yet. Chat, if you want something better than delivered pizza, you're gonna have to chime in. Let us know. Put it in the comments or something.
Let us know. You will have to tell us what you want. We cannot guess. That's the unfortunate reality. Is that me and Preston can't read your minds. We want to. We want to be able to. It'd be great. It'd be very helpful to us if we could. But we cannot.
Dude, I'd pass my PE exam so quick if I could read the collective minds of all the RoboMaster students. I'd be crushing it.
Oh gosh, if I could read the collective minds of all the RoboMaster students, I think that I would become like the one true engineer. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Like the one true air conditioning repairman?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Oh, we circle all the way back to community. That's awesome. Wow. That might be the best circle back we've done on the entire history of like us commentating or talking together. That was a whole hour's worth of like a match and commentary, and we hit all the way back to community from the very beginning. I might clip that and put them together.
Hey, Shaur.
Yeah, what's up?
In addition to community, any chance you are like the Office addict?
I'm a fan of The Office. I'm not an addict.
Not an addict.
I watched it.
I have an Office trivia game that I haven't played a lot, and I'm like, that could be a fun thing to bring to the yard if you were also.
I'll happily do it. I won't be that good at it, but I'll do it. Like,
we'll I'm not some stuff out. This weekend, you and I will sit down, maybe Friday or something, because we got the Robo Souls tournament on Saturday. What?
Robo Souls, yeah.
But maybe Friday or something, we sit down, figure out what we're doing on the junkyards.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Tell it to him one time before we wrap up. How do they compete in said Robo Souls tournament? How many people do they need?
Absolutely. So the way you compete is that's actually in the chat right now. If you just scroll up a little bit, there's a link to a challenge link. You click that challenge link and you sign up. You need at least 2 people on your team, exactly the same as RMNA. You can field you have to field at least 2 robots. I recommend getting a third so you can field all 3, Hero, Standard, and Sentry. We're playing on the NA field, so 3v3s. Not the NA field, sorry. We're playing on the RMUL field, not the NA version with the ramps and such, but the regular flat one. So 3v3s. I decided not to do the RMUC one because I felt like getting 6 people together in less than a week would be difficult for most people. And so, yeah, sign up, show up at the right time at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. 5 p.m. is when the 5 p.m. Mountain Time is when the check-in starts. Hang out, win some matches, lose some matches. It'll be a great time. I'll probably put I'll give a little certificate out at comp as well for whoever won. Or I'll like mail it to you or something. If you're like, I'm not coming to comp, like no worries. We'll figure it out. We'll get you something. We'll get you a little something for the win. And yeah, that's everything to do with the Robo Souls tournament this Saturday. Incredibly excited about it. Seeing what's going to happen just in general. I'll throw out another reminder on Friday as well for everyone. So you guys will definitely remember to sign up. I think with that, Preston, do we have anything else to talk about today?
That's it. Chat, thanks for jumping in for the rep recap on Wednesday. Reminder, we'll be back Sunday. We stream every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday night for the next week. And then we're streaming like every day.
Daily.
It's going to be awesome.
Every
2
day.
channels,
Every
RoboMaster North America, Rep. Make sure you've subscribed and followed on both of those so that we don't miss any of the streams, especially the RoboMaster North America channel. Go turn on the notifications. We're going to be turning on and off that stream. You already know it. Yeah. We're going to have lunch breaks and dinner breaks. If you don't have your notifications on, your grandson's team is going to play right after you turn it off.
Oh yeah, every time.
Happens every time.
Happens every time. And then you're going to get mad at us and we're going to have to go, well, should have kept the notifications on.
All right. See y'all next week, Grandma. Bye.
Bye, Grandma.